Oh man.
Okay, so to the Eagles. That's a solid pick.
Yeah, it's a great pick.
I'm loving that Josh Jacobs is going to be a day 2 pick.
Yeah, he is the best pass protector in this class because
okay, well, I will argue that Oakland could take Josh at
24. They could, yeah.
Oh, or 27, right?
24 or 27, they could take Josh Jacobs. So,
you know, my only thing I hate about trading back to 25 is that I've been waiting for their pick so I could finally run to the bathroom.
I'm like, we're a pick ahead. Go to the bathroom right now.
Yeah, go.
I gotta take a deuce.
How long does it take you to take a shit, man? It takes me like
that long, but I mean, you never know.
Okay, well, we know Philly's pick. All right, Houston isn't even on the clock yet. We know it's going to be an offensive lineman. So, worst case scenario, you're missing Oakland's pick.
Yeah. Okay, I'm gonna go pee. So I'll be right back.
Really surprised how the tackles have fallen.
I know, right?
Yeah, all going to be
early.
These late 21s. Him and Juwan are going to be fucking steals.
Oh yeah, for sure.
I mean, you usually always have a tackle in the top 10. We didn't. So Oakland's going to take Juwan. Or guard, I guess you could argue. Like Cody Ford or some shit. Right now, Juwan's your best bet, or Cody Ford. It's got to be one of the two. If the Patriots take Drew Lock at 32.
Tony Jefferson saying that we'll pick Cody Ford, Metcalf, or Hollywood. LOL, my guess, in that order. Oh, so that's why the Eagles jumped out, because the Texans, yeah, they definitely want Andre Dillard. Yep. Yeah, they'll still get a good offense.
Yeah, they're going to get Cody or Juwan.
Yeah.
With the 23rd overall pick of the night, 13 defense, 9 offense. We're assuming it's going to be 10 offense if they do like a tackle well enough, the Texans, to keep Deshaun healthy. That's another guy that just took an absolute ton of hits last year.
Look, they spent a lot of time on corners and evaluating corners. They have a need there. But how do you take a corner over an offensive lineman right now with your star quarterback getting hit as much as he did, Kurt? I don't know how they have a choice here. You have to draft an offensive tackle. They can't trot out there this year what they tried out there this year. That's not good enough.
No question. They've got to improve there. Talking about the young quarterback, I want to see him improve and protect himself a little bit, too, by getting rid of the football a little bit more. But those are the two positions I had marked down, too, is offensive line, I think the bigger need, but cornerback, a lot of good ones out there that haven't gone off the board yet, if I'm not mistaken.
Pick is in. I haven't seen the updates.
Yeah, it takes a little bit. It's going to be a tackle here.
Yeah, it's got to be. If not, they're idiots.
You started hearing Jadeveon Clowney's name floating around in some of these rumor mills about potentially being traded.
The Ravens trade back again.
Oh God. They did that last year.
Yeah.
Trade back twice and then traded up to get Lamar. Freaking Ozzy was going crazy for the last draft last year.
I forgot how long the draft is.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Max, we've been on this call for over 3 hours.
I know. We've been live on Twitch for 3 hours and 5 minutes.
Hell yeah, I'm going for like 24 hours.
Max, you are recording this, right?
Yeah. I've broken it up into a couple parts, but yeah, I am recording this. And worst case scenario, if something happens to the recordings, that's why I twitched or streamed on my Twitch stream, is because I have I have the ability where it saves the stream. So
All right, so it's got to be Jawan here, right? Or Cody Ford.
watch them do something here stupid where they draft fucking Marquise Brown.
Oh God, no. All right, let's see.
That's another thing Mayock would never have said also. All right.
I love Lewis Riddick.
Tackles and defensive backs
What?
it off the board for 50. What do we got here?
Huh? We didn't see.
Wow.
Yeah, I haven't seen who the
Titus
Texans
Howard,
have
okay.
taken.
Titus Howard.
Oh, Titus Howard.
Alabama State.
Titus Howard is my 50th overall player.
So, okay, I was just listening to Matt Miller. So, I guess he is a pure tight. He is a pure left tackle. So,
He more than held his own against that group. This is that game.
let me see. I'm watching NFL Network stuff. Yeah, good hands.
Very athletic. This kid's got a unique story. When you look at the way he grew up as a quarterback, evolving into a tight end and finishing up here as an offensive tackle, you don't see that move very often. You can see the
All right, I'm listening to what Matt Miller says.
watch him easy mover. There's going to be an adjustment period. Anytime you make this level jump,
Oh wow.
but tremendous upside with this pick.
I guess Titus Howard was a former high school quarterback. So you want to talk about protecting a quarterback? He knows exactly what you need to do.
And that's definitely one thing that team needs. That's for sure.
I've never heard of this guy before, but apparently a lot of people are saying this is a great pick. Yeah, he played quarterback
I like that I'm watching it on ESPN, and it's like he grew 2 inches and added 87 pounds. It's like, yeah, he worked to grow 2 inches.
Yeah.
Like, oh,
Stop
did
and
you?
they're working.
He squatted those 2 inches into existence.
I'll get 3 rings. No, 4 rings. I'll do more for my community than anyone has ever done.
Oh,
Best humanity.
because it's the Raiders. Did you guys see the latest beef that Antonio Brown had with on the?
No.
He was going after Ryan Clark.
Oh, I'm so sick of Antonio Brown. I hope he goes. I hope he fucking goes and has a terrible
So
year.
do they take Jawan here?
Who, the Raiders?
Yeah.
They could. If you're gonna move them to outside or inside,
Okay, so I'm
They
going to
could.
say corner, Jawan, or lock here.
I'm gonna go with Greedy. I still think that it's Greedy Williams. I'd be very shocked if it
Well,
was.
I'm watching this.
I know they're going for defensive. They want to go defensive back with one of these 2 picks. That's why I think it's Greedy. It could be Rocky Sin. It just depends on what type of defensive scheme they want to run. Yeah, a lot of the guys I follow on Twitter are like Titus Howard's my guy. I love it.
It also comes in a hybrid.
Yo, what's up? Fan life. You know you want it. What are you waiting for? Let's get on the road.
But does it ever shut up?
Yeah, I mean, a left tackle that was a quarterback blocking for a quarterback. That's it's kind of dope.
Well, John, what bowling alley did he go to?
You remember the AMF bowling alley on Shady Grove Road next to the Red
No.
Lobster?
No, but okay.
You definitely the Best Buy that's in Gaithersburg area.
Yeah, shitty.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
He went to the bowling alley there.
Just think, for $50, you could have been hanging out with Dwayne Haskins.
Come on. Look, the
You
guy
could have been
put
playing,
himself first
you
in
could
that
have been
offense.
playing with his
Sad-
testicles.
Imagine passing on Sam Darnold to take Daniel Jones 1 year later.
Yeah, yeah, it's the truth, man. They could have had their fucking quarterback last year and not dealt with any of this bullshit. And instead, they take Daniel fucking Jones.
North American
Yep.
Car of the Year. Lease a 2019 Genesis G72.0 turbo all-wheel drive from 3 to 9 per month for 36 months. Visit your local Genesis.
Dude, all the Bears Twitter has been doing is tweeting about Khalil Mack. Everything's about Khalil Mack. They keep showing like different highlights.
That's
Like, the
hilarious.
latest one is him sacking all the quarterbacks in our division. I love it. No regrets is like everything, every comment on every tweet. They just tweeted, Raiders selected the 24th pick, not Khalil Mack.
All right, so the team needs, they have tight end, cornerback, running back, and they have edge. They have obviously selected their edge with Cleveland Farrell. Actually, Cleveland Farrell is actually how you pronounce his last name. I found that out. But yeah, they got Cleveland Farrell. They've now fuck it, man. Just go Hollywood. Fucking pair it with his cousin.
Dude, they already have so much speed there at receiver.
It's the Raiders, man. Oh, that's Cleveland Farrell. I was like,
Yeah.
Who is that?
Yes, we know Oakland is getting Josh Jacobs. Move along to the next pick, fam.
Yeah, it's going to be either Josh. Dude, I would love to see them take Locke just for the fun.
Man, that'd be crazy, though.
Yeah, it would poop on the Broncos. Any chance of getting him in the second? It would take it away from the Patriots. 32. And it could mean some fun stuff for Mr. Derek Carr.
So Matt Miller was like, "Oh yeah, this is the trade for that the Bears made for Khalil Mack," and they're like, "Bears fans are just watching Khalil Mack clips. Yeah, worth it."
Yeah, dude, that's what I'm saying. The Bears are like straight up. Every Bears fan is like tweeting about getting Khalil Mack right now.
We have the pick.
Josh Jacobs.
Yep.
Boom.
They get a top 10 player at pick 24. If the Bears did not trade for Mack and they were in the same position, this would still be the pick, I feel like. So it's a great value. It's a great pick. I'm giving it an A.
All right. What are we doing here?
What?
What's up?
God damn it, Josh Jacobs is going to be good. Ugh. Whatever, he ain't no Cleo.
Josh Jacobs is like, well, Raiders. Marshawn played there for a little.
John, what about Greedy?
I mean, I wouldn't hate it, but...
Or Jawan Taylor.
I wouldn't hate it, but I feel like...
Brown. He wants that cousin.
Yeah.
He wants that cousin.
Yeah, man.
He wants that cuz.
I want that cuz. Come on, cuz.
By the way, John Havlicek, who is a famous hockey player, died today.
Oh, really? I didn't hear that.
Or not. God damn it, not hockey player. Basketball player. Sorry, white guy. Yeah. He was part of that Celtics dynasty. He died today. So.
Oh, okay.
Womp womp.
Damn.
Oh shit! You guys froze. Frozen. Let me fix it.
I hear you. Just a picture?
I'll fix it. Give me a second.
God, Josh doesn't look too excited.
Yeah, he's like, hey, Roger Goodell's probably like, hey, just smile for the cameras at least, like,
Yeah, come on,
man. Just
come
don't
on,
kill
man.
me.
Come on,
like what Christian did.
Alright, where you at, John?
Vision Power Wiggle.
I have to fix this. There we go. You guys are back. John's petting his pussy.
Whenever he's like doing something, I always like annoying him.
Oh, by the way, when does everybody have their end game tickets?
I don't have mine yet.
John or Bronson?
I'm not gonna go to theaters to see it.
What?
Yeah, dude.
You're gonna get spoiled then.
No, I'm not. I keep my dude. Infinity Wars never got spoiled for me, and I waited till it was on Netflix.
Oh, you're crazy.
I already know how it really goes down in the comic book version, so.
Same.
I already know what happens. Ant-Man totally crawls up Thanos' ass and expands, so...
That'd be the dope way.
Hypnos. Alright, I'm gonna turn the volume up for this shit.
So, John Henry texted me, he's like, what about Joyner?
I mean, I wouldn't hate it.
You've said that about every suggested pick.
I'm just so set on Marquise Brown. I mean, it just makes most sense, because, I mean, if Marquise Brown's here, I don't think you go Metcalf in front of him. I think Brown matches up perfectly with Lamar.
Technically, DK is the top-graded receiver in this draft.
Technically, yeah. I just think Brown fits better with Lamar, right? In my opinion. I mean, Metcalf has the size, and obviously Lamar loves throwing to big guys like Mark Andrews, so, I mean, it could work out.
By the way, Dwayne Haskins said the league done messed up.
Wait, what?
After being drafted 15th by the Redskins, he said the league done messed up.
Oh, okay. I mean, his reaction when the Giants passed on was priceless.
I think Sweat's the guy. John, stay off Twitter.
I know. I put my phone down. I just want to see it when it happens.
Bronson and I will find out for you, but we won't say anything.
Yeah.
We won't say anything.
No laughs either, right? If it's a loud laugh, then I already know who it is. Yeah, he's probably gonna psych me out. Past first round picks. Rashad Perriman.
This is insane. This is like... Pick's not in yet. Are they trading back again? John will be like, motherfucker!
They did this shit last year. They kept trading back, and I was like, fuck.
But they don't have a second round pick, so how's Jamal Lewis going to make a pick?
Use one of those third round picks and something else, maybe. I don't know.
But they have somebody announcing it for the third round pick, I think, right?
Yeah.
So...
Jamal Lewis is like, oh, fuck, man.
Yeah. I'm here for nothing. Shit.
Remember that one year when I had that really good season? It's like, nah, I miss Jamal Lewis.
Yeah.
Damn, okay.
What else you got? You got volunteer cufflinks. Oh, that is next level. Hey, Charles.
What about A.J. Brown, John?
I mean, I like AJ Brown too. I actually did. I think we talked about a lot in our past podcasts. I did catch a lot of his games, and he looked really great out there. He looked strong. He could run routes really nice, and I mean, he was hard to bring down too. All right,
yeah.
Are you fucking ready?
I hope so.
Where did you see it, Bronson?
Oh, I haven't seen anything yet.
Oh, okay.
Have you?
Well, I haven't seen anything either.
I'm listening to something.
Well, you better shut the fuck up.
I know.
Dude! I can hear it!
What?
Who's got this on in the background?
Yeah, I'm gonna mute myself. That way I can hear it.
But we can't hear you.
Okay, I know who it is.
The microphone's like right next to my TV. That's the problem.
I know who it is.
Text me.
I can't
Yeah, I'll see
text,
San
but
Felice there.
You can't text.
I don't see San Felice there. Put your dick in your pants, John. You ain't getting it.
No shit. All right, Goodell.
What happens here with the commissioner coming to the podium with the Ravens pick?
Yes! Woo!
Hollywood Brown.
Yeah, 2 years in a row, man. Oh, man, he's crying? What? Oh. Hell yeah.
There you go. Now Antonio leaves the AFC North, and now you got Hollywood, Marquise Brown.
Oh, yeah.
I really hope you guys aren't drafting him just because of his name.
Nah,
No, he fits exactly what you can do on that offense. I mean, it's like what they were saying again in the Bleacher Report stuff that I'm listening to. They run a triple option essentially in Baltimore. You get a gadget player in Hollywood Brown that you can play around with anywhere. John, what's your grade?
A+, baby.
Bronson, the staunchest of Ravens critics.
I would have shit on this pick had they not taken a wide receiver. So I will say that I'm happy that they took a wide receiver. I don't really like this wide receiver class. I don't feel very confident in it. But I'm definitely happy for little Antonio. I don't know. We'll see. I mean, we'll all see. First round receiver, Baltimore Ravens. We'll move on. I'll give it a B+.
The one thing
I'll go A-. I'll go A-.
The one thing I will say is that with his speed, it kind of like Calvin Ridley and Lamar used to tear it up years ago, and with his speed, I'm really, really interested in seeing if how Lamar progresses, if both of their speeds can just be a dual threat.
Washington's trading up at number 26.
Oh shit!
What? Oh shit, man.
DK.
Montez Sweat right here. Right here is Montez Sweat. We get Montez Sweat right here. I'm fucking shitting myself. So happy.
Turn your phone off, Max. Turn your phone off, Max.
No, fuck you.
Turn your phone off, Max.
Okay, I'm turning off the Twitter. Turning off everything. I just have to sit here and
Yeah, man. Come on now. We got the thing going.
jerk my penis.
At least you guys get to turn your phones off, bitch. I'm sitting here like...
That's because you traded for Khalil Mack. Fuck you.
Yeah, we got Khalil Mack, baby.
That's all you can root for, man. It's like
John
you got
Henry
Khalil.
just texted me. He's like, watch us trade back up into this round.
You gotta go with the kinfolk. AB, Antonio Brown. What I love about him is he can catch the ball underneath. It's built in his DNA. What we call family business. He take a little short under route.
All right, well, this is crazy to me. Curious what the Redskins are giving up.
Because you have a young guy, now they can grow together. And you can see right here, AB taking a small 10 short route and taking it to the house. And I love this.
I'm telling you, it's Montez Sweat.
All about keeping it in the business. Rich, back
We'll
to
see,
you.
bud.
Marquise Brown, you just came up with that one. Oh, by the way, hold on. Antonio Brown, his cousin, is all excited. And then also, who else is Mark Ingram?
Oh my god, there's so many spoilers for fucking Endgame. I'm like, stop reading.
backfield to Heisman Trophy winner Kyler Murray to Heisman Trophy winner Lamar Jackson.
It's amazing, and look at the emotion of this young man. His dream is coming true, and he's going to the Baltimore Ravens. His cousin Antonio, you think he's going to be rooting for the Ravens?
Man, I love that pick. Oh, baby.
The Redskins have just popped up on the clock. We'll explain what they traded.
What's the trade?
To do that,
We don't know yet.
who they're getting when we come back.
Okay. Because that'll be dependent too. It's obviously the second round pick, probably a third, because we had a couple thirds.
Climbing up the next thing I know, I hit the ground. Completely shattered my pelvis. In the middle,
Maybe like a fourth or something.
my wife, she thought I was
2, 3, and a 4.
I'm not. I was so lucky that day. Saved my life.
Damn.
Yeah.
Gil
What?
Brandt just shit on the Rashawn Gary pick.
Really?
Yeah, he was like, Rashawn Gary was one of the highest rated players coming out of Paramus Catholic High School in New Jersey and did absolutely nothing at Michigan to live up to it. Also has labrum issues. Good luck, Packers.
That's where you drive to camp.
It might be a good thing for you guys.
Stone tires.
Yes.
The Pizzone from Pizza Hut.
Alright.
It's meaty, cheesy.
Still no trade deets.
No, it's big. The pepperoni Pizzone is back and part of the $5 line.
Alright, I'm gonna wait for this one. I'm gonna run to the bathroom.
No way.
Alright.
Pizza's the Hut.
Yeah, the Colts have 3 second round picks now. Plus probably a couple 30s.
You know what's pretty damn scary? No offense, John. The Ravens are drafting the first receiver in this draft class.
Yeah, actually though, they usually never happen. Usually we'll always get like the third or fourth best. They usually go a lot earlier, but like you said, I mean the draft class for receivers, I mean there's a few good ones, but it's not like
I think every single one has a question mark. Like there's some knock against them. There's no clear cut for one.
Pick is in.
Dude, I'm not seeing anything, man. This is being like mad seclusive.
Looks like it was second rounder this year and next year.
Second rounder? You guys don't have a second rounder.
For this year, yes we do.
Thought you didn't because of Alex Smith, or is that a third?
No, that was last year. We had first, second, 2 3s, I think 2 4s, a 5, 6, 7.
Okay, so you gave up 2 seconds.
Yeah, we gave up a second this year and second next year.
This is big, man.
The Bachelorette. Yo, I think I have to watch The Bachelorette. I heard it's actually really entertaining.
The latest innovations to make things easier, faster.
To be fair, I don't watch Game of Thrones, so.
Can we talk about how
Now on Ryobi products like these. The Home Depot.
Mahomes gets announced as the cover athlete, and then immediately the audio for Tyreek Hill gets announced?
Yeah.
Dude, if they take DK, I'm scared. I'll say that right
I don't
now.
think we'll take DK.
I think they have to. I think they've revamped their defense enough to where they have to worry about the wide receiver position like now.
Like I said, I'm feeling it's Montez Sweat because that's what.
No, I'm talking about the Chiefs, fool.
Oh, the Chiefs? No, they're
Yeah.
gonna take a DK. They're gonna.
They have to take a receiver.
Well, they don't have a first round pick.
That's very true. I digress.
Unless they're trading up. Okay, yeah, second and a second.
Yeah, second, yeah.
And all the decision makers in our nation's capital be adding to the coffer after picking up what they
Anybody know anything? Anybody know who
No,
the pick
dude,
is?
there's not a word. I'm
Still
literally
showing Haskins.
And there is Dwayne Haskins.
Alright, here we go.
looking.
They're announcing now.
All right, turn your microphone off. Ah!
Let's find out who his newest teammate is.
The Indianapolis Colts have traded the
Oh,
26th pick to the
there you
Washington
go.
Redskins. And with the 26th pick
Yeah.
Got it.
in the 2019
Oh.
NFL Draft, the Washington Redskins select Montez Sweat.
Woo! Baby! Montez Sweat, baby! Yep, A+ draft. Easily an A+ draft. Love it.
Tom needs to keep his job now.
Love it. Love it.
Hey, you guys honestly, it's awesome first round for you guys. No lie.
I fucking love it. I love it. The Redskins just had the best draft. I'm not even being a homer when I say that either. Like I said, they didn't have to trade up to get Dwayne Haskins. They trade back up to get Montez Sweat, who at one point was a top 10 pass rusher, or top 10 pick in this draft. That's it. A plus. A fucking plus for the Redskins this draft. Alright, John, go take a poop while the Raiders pick Greedy Williams or something.
Yeah. It's crazy to think, though, that we were talking about them getting Greedy 4 picks ago, and they're going to get him again.
Or Rocky Sin.
Yeah. So they're going to go corner.
There's no question about it. This guy's a difference maker. We always talk about length and athleticism.
Somebody said, I take back the mean things I said about the Redskins before the draft. Haskins and Sweat drafted at 15 and 27 is outstanding value.
Yeah, he's my favorite defensive player in the draft. I've said that before we even started doing mock drafts.
Yeah. Think about it, man. We just,
Yeah. Interesting. Ian Rappaport, take it away.
First of all, Rich, my understanding is the Raiders were in fact going to take Montez Sweat had they not been jumped. But there was a significant development today with his heart situation. Sources say that he was actually misdiagnosed with hypertrophic cardiomyopathy at the combine. In other words,
him and Ryan Kerrigan are being insane.
Yeah, and there you go. There's your Preston Smith replacement. If you had to choose between Preston Smith and Montez Sweat, who would you pick?
Obviously Montez, due to the upside.
Yeah.
I don't like Preston as like a starter. I like him as like he should be like a guy in a rotation. He shouldn't be being paid as a starter.
Yeah.
Offensive players taken tonight, and then prior to the Sweat maneuver, we saw 4 offensive players go in a row.
Yeah, this is the Amari Cooper trade right here, number 27, the Dallas Cowboys pick, which is Cowboys fans are lovingly looking at their photos of Tony Romo stroking it while they're watching their Amari Cooper YouTube clips.
Tick off the board. We're still waiting for that run. These poor guys get punished because of the depth. There's so many of them in that second.
Montez's mama is like barely reacting.
We're going to hold our water. We're going to get one we like in the second or third round.
But I could see 3 teams in a row that go cornerback right here with the Raiders, Chargers, and Seahawks all have a need there. So I could see Raiders go get some speed on the back end. They need some help, and then maybe it starts.
Do you think the Raiders trade out of this pick, though?
Nope, pick is in.
2 Seahawks, Rams, and the Patriots. So it's all about the Western time zone.
Really quick, who do you think your pick is?
It's going to be a corner. I mean, it's a tomato situation between Rockison and Greedy. I mean, I feel like John is more like a Greedy guy.
Yeah.
But we'll see.
What do you think is happening here?
Daniel hit it right on the head earlier. The trade possibilities have kind of dwindled. You know, why they didn't try to do it a week ago, who knows? I'm sure there were other things in play. Like they said, they hadn't made a decision on the pick. But now, if they're playing the long game, don't worry about it. Just don't worry about it. He's on our team. Somebody's going to come get him. It might be this weekend. It might be next week. It might be next month. It might be training camp. Someone's going to come get this guy. He's a good football player. He's got an elite.
We are slowly but surely ending this first round. I think everybody's exhausted. So we had So this paycheck, I have 34 hours of overtime. And then my next paycheck I'm having 36 hours of overtime.
Dude, I'm mesmerized. I'm like staring at this TV right now, just listening to talk to you guys get about Sweat. I'm amped for y'all. It's gonna be a fucking stud.
Alright, I know who it is.
Tell me, I don't care.
The pick is Jonathan Abram, safety on the Mississippi State.
Ugh. Alright, so we got the Chargers up. Do they take Drew Lock here?
Yeah, maybe. They'll either take Drew Lock or Jawan. Jawan Taylor is still on the board.
I know. That's insane, dude. I was saying that to John when you were gone. I was like, I can't believe two of the top tackles in the draft are like falling into the 20s. That never happens.
Yeah, it's just the tackles weren't the strength though. Like offensive linemen are going a lot, but the tackles weren't the strength. Really like Jonathan Abram, ranked him as my top safety, but he's a bit redundant with Carl Joseph already on the Raiders roster. That's going to change. They're just saying that apparently John Gruden hates Carl Joseph and wants to get rid of him.
Mississippi State picks back to back.
What's that?
Mississippi State picks back to back.
Yeah. Mississippi State, you know, I will say this. They had, regardless of how they finished this year in terms of college football, they had a good, they have good prospects there, man. John's playing with his penis.
I heard that.
So Seattle's got back-to-back picks. That's cool.
Yep. Nardi said they could end up with Jawan Taylor and Cody Ford.
I just remember
If they end up with two offensive linemen, that's ridiculous.
completely shattered my pelvis.
Because there's not a pass rusher that's worthy of 29 or 30 at this point.
Yeah, but they're also the team that took Richard Penny last year in the first round.
That is true as well. So, John, did you see who they took?
I was trying to load it, but it wouldn't, who they got.
Jonathan Abram, the safety on the Mississippi State.
Oh, nice. Okay.
So it is now the Los Angeles San Diego Chargers. Samantha just came home.
Oh, hello there, Samantha.
Well, hello, Miss Brazilian blowout.
Hello.
How are you?
I'm good. Are you recording?
Yeah, but it's okay. Bronson had Emma on the screen.
Oh.
Yeah, it means you need to be camera famous.
Where am I? Oh, there I am. Hey guys.
They can't
Hey.
Oh, they can't.
Hello.
They can see me.
because this program's using the webcam and it won't.
But who can see me?
The internet.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, no big deal.
Hi, internet.
Hello, internet.
John.
We're all Redskins out.
John Henry wants to bowl against you.
Oh, he's got the upper hand. I haven't bowled in the league in like 4 or 5 years, I think. Let's do it though. What's it? You said he averages like 2 something.
Yeah.
Nice. So I'm looking for a teammate this summer. Let's do it.
Be John and John.
Yeah, John show.
J&J Security.
So your cat's asshole.
Mooning everyone.
Yeah, John has cats too. Lots of cats.
I only have one. Oh, John.
Yeah, other John.
John Henry.
We all got them
Look at my kitty right there. Look at him.
Crazy.
Intelligently senses your movement and automatically adjusts to keep you both comfortable. And now save $400 on
So
select Sleep
cute.
Number 360 smart beds. Plus, free
Oh my God.
you add a base and Saturday.
I am. I'm starting to get the drinking fatigue.
Shut the fuck up, bruh.
I'm 4 beers in, man. I'm starting to get tired. I've had
So
3.5 hours of sleep. Like, I'm tired, bruh.
I don't care about you're tired.
I mean, John, I can't complain too much to John because John's like fighting off fucking, I don't know what he's fighting off at this point.
I'm always fighting
I
something.
have no idea. He's fighting everything.
Keep it together, boys. I
don't want
quick.
Oh, John, I guess Dean Malenko quit WWE.
Really?
Yeah.
Is he like done, or is he like gonna go to AEW?
I don't care.
And the commissioner's hanging out with the Charger fans here. And we got to get him on the stage to announce this pick because the Seahawks are on the clock twice in a row. Do you think they'll take the full 20 minutes or they'll throw two names in there? At any rate, what do you think the Chargers are going to do? You do their games throughout the year. Matt Money.
Did you see that video yet with Bray Wyatt?
What? The Firefly?
Yeah.
Yeah, I told you about the night we were watching it.
Oh,
the
yeah,
night it came out. Yeah, it's amazing.
Oh my god. My brother, like, he didn't see it yet, but he was like, well, that sounds stupid. I was like, no. I was like, come on. I was like, think about it. I was like, is a perfect guy to do something like that.
Yeah, it's awesome.
Okay, so DK hasn't gone yet. That's interesting. So maybe his hype wasn't too real.
No, I think when people start watching it, and like what I said too, when I started watching it, there's just not enough tape on him, and there's questions about his injury history. So
Oh shit! You can't just go lift some weights and be like, beast. He's a fucking beast. He can do it. It's not happening.
Mark Jackson liked my tweet. Come on.
What did you say to Lamar?
He tagged Brown and said, let's do it. So I said, so much speed, loving it.
you're like McDonald's, bruh.
I'm loving it.
Oh, your shit's loud.
I'm opening and closing doors, you motherfuckers. Shut up.
No, it's like the air conditioner or whatever.
I just got outside. How can you already be hearing the air conditioner?
Because it's loud as fuck, bruh.
You know what? Uh-oh.
Oh,
Jerry Tillery.
Jerry Tillery to the Chargers. That's a big need.
So now we got what we got.
We have this dual Seahawks picks, then the Rams and the Patriots.
Expect a trade up with one of the two, Patriots or Rams.
I was gonna say I think it's the Rams.
Yeah, I think it's the Rams too. I don't think the Patriots trade out of that position. They need a skills position player real bad.
Yep. They're gonna get fucking DK Metcalf, aren't they?
That would just be frustrating, wouldn't it? Well, they'll probably take that other tight end you were telling me about.
Dawson Knox on a Ole Miss. He's been getting a lot of hype recently.
Or they could end up with Rocky Sin. I can't believe Greedy and Rocky Sin have not been taken.
Yeah, they could end up with fucking Greedy and pair him up with Stephon Gilmore, like.
Or the fucking Seahawks could take one or two of them.
Yeah.
Or go offensive line. They could take Juwan and one of the corners.
Or Taylor Rapp.
Yeah, that's a possibility. God, I'm gonna be at a fucking live comedy show tomorrow when the Bears pick, man. I'm gonna be so upset. I am upset.
Then don't go.
Wait, who are you seeing?
I have to, dude. Emma bought the fucking tickets without asking.
Who are you seeing?
TJ Miller.
Oh.
Crazy ass. Emma has no idea. what he's done recently. So like I want to tell her, but I don't want to ruin it for her.
Yeah, I mean,
so I don't want to be.
You don't want to be that guy. Essentially, you don't want to be that guy.
Yeah, so I'm just gonna have to sack up and just go and do it. John Henry, if you're still listening, he's expected to text me.
Nope, we only have 2 viewers, and I have no idea who the other viewer is.
I think John is still listening. Yes, that's yet, I don't believe, but if he is listening, text me now and tell me again that you're going to tell me who the Bears take. I expect everyone that I know to text me because it better be... It's going to be an edge rusher or a running back. It's going to be one of the two. I'm hoping for a running back. I expect the running back position to get hit hard tomorrow. So we'll see. Don't be surprised if the Bears traded for like the late second round to get a running back.
Yeah.
If John Henry just texted me, I will text you. He is listening.
Did you see what Dwayne Haskins' dad said when they interviewed him?
No. What?
He said, well, he was saying, you know, I thought it would be the Redskins, thought it'd be an ideal spot, but then he was like, what did he say? He said, I predict, get ready for a Super Bowl.
Jesus.
I'm not gonna lie, your guys' defense is nasty, low-key good. You have the DBs, you got a solid front seven, and I think you guys are just like maybe a receiver or two, and I don't know if Jordan Reed can pull his head out of his ass and stay healthy for a season. And if fucking Goose, is it Juice or Goose?
Geis.
Can stay healthy.
Hey, Geis.
I mean, he was my second favorite running back prospect last year outside of Saquon. So, I mean, you guys could easily do something if you guys pull the plug quickly on Keenum. I mean, honestly, if I'm looking at your schedule, I wouldn't be surprised if you guys pulled the plug on Keenum after the Bears game.
Probably. Or there's I saw a report that said that McCoy is actually expected to be the starter. So
I doubt that's gonna happen.
I don't know. Gruden really loves McCoy.
Yeah, but
I get trading for Case. I get trading for Kasem. Well, yeah. Well, you're paying. They said that with what they're paying Alex Smith, Case Keenum, Colt McCoy, and Dwayne Haskins about $30.5 million this year.
I think you're gonna have to. You're gonna start with Case and go from there, and that's the most, in my opinion, the most logical decision. And then, I mean, probably by like week 4 or 5, you're gonna be looking at Dwayne starting.
Yeah.
And that's cool. I'm happy it all worked out. I mean, Garrett's being bitter. I mean, he's like, I wouldn't say bitter, but like he's been like, kind of like gave up on. I think last year kind of rubbed him the wrong way, so he's kind of like given up hope. So he hasn't really been paying attention. So we got to reinstill that hope in him. So
I was very upset with how everything ended last year too, but
I was just curious to see how you guys get out of the whole Alex Smith thing.
They don't. They just eat his contract. The pick is not in yet. Is the pick in on you guys on your guys' screen?
No. They just like took the timer away.
Yeah, I'm looking at 50 seconds. So I mean, they have time to spare because if it skips, it's them
it's on
again.
them again. Yeah.
So you're not really sure how that is going to turn out.
Or are they trying to trade back again?
Now you allow him to heal because you got some young, fresh legs that can push the ball down the field, and you don't have Doug pressing himself to get back in a hurry because you got these young guys that can go ahead and take.
Earl Thomas.
Real quickly, what'd you think of the Clark deal to Kansas City? Were you surprised by that after they tagged him, couldn't reach a long-term agreement, and then ended up sending him away because he is a good player?
He's an excellent player, but you got to also understand, when they signed Russell Wilson, they shrunk their salary cap, and it was rightfully so. That's the quarterback of the future. That quarterback has thrusted them and propelled them into the success they had, so they have to pay him that he's due.
And Bobby Wagner still has to get paid.
Great point. All right, time right now for DJ.
All right, pick is in.
Presented to you by Golden Corral. Daniel Jeremiah, what do you have?
Well, I'm going to go with the Philadelphia Eagles getting the best left tackle in this year's draft with the 22nd overall pick. They made a little bit of a move to go up and get him. I love it. Not even going to have to play right away, but they've got their long-term left tackle to protect Carson Wentz. I thought that was
Let's figure out who the fuck's going because I'm starting to.
Here's a little fun fact. Jerry Tillery is a beast, converted offensive lineman to a defensive lineman. He was recruited by the Bears offensive line coach Harry Heinstein to Notre Dame as an offensive lineman, and then he transitioned.
Top players on the Matt Miller's board: A.J. Brown, Greedy Williams, Byron Murphy, N'Keal Harry, Taylor Rapp, Jawan Taylor, Cody Ford, Trayvon Mullen, David Montgomery, and Rock Ya-Sin.
Could this pick be N'Keal Harry?
Could be. I could see them going wide receiver. A.J. Brown or N'Keal Harry.
It's probably going to be a psychological study and motivation because whoever is not the starter is going to have to get himself going. But I also agree, you can't give him away. You also can't give him away. He is a commodity. You might as well hold on to him until you can get at least something of value for him.
There's a possibility somebody just threw out too. Ja'Kai Polite sneaking back into the first round.
Yeah,
because they need a pass rusher. They need a pass rusher. There's no pass rushers that are first round quality in terms of talent.
Well, it was. I should have gotten in there before the cover band got in again. What do you think Eli's thinking? Because it's kind of interesting, Kurt, that Eli might be in the role of you, and Jones is in the role of Eli in that. What do you think about that, Kurt?
Well, man, I think it's always hard, no matter where you're at in your career, when they draft the guy that's going to be your successor. But Eli is going to handle it with class, and so I'm not really worried about it. He wants to play a couple more years, but he will be a great mentor to Daniel Jones. But as we go back to this Cardinals thing, let's actually take a look at Josh Rosen, because a lot of people are going third-round pick based on how he played last year. They had a lot of issues last year. I mean, look at the.
All right, Louis Riddick, are you telling me that they need speed when they have Tyler Lockett?
Leads to a turnover. We're going to see it again here. Quick pressure is going to force him throw a high ball, turn the ball over. That's what people are worried about. But then there's some of this, guys, is that you give him a little bit of time, you see that ability to make the throws down the field, the big arm, the classic.
What are they just like taking their fucking time because they have 2 back-to-back picks? Like, Jesus Christ, Seattle, let's go.
Yeah.
Let's go. Tired.
Over the top. So you see all that stuff you saw playing against him in college. You saw that at times.
Sorry, everybody who finds this shit boring right now. There's nothing going on. There's like, we're just waiting for Seattle to make 2 picks, and they're just like fucking around playing with their balls. And nobody's getting any information anywhere.
Boom. I fell 22 feet.
Why Ned chose Verizon.
I just remember climbing up the tree. Next thing I know, I hit the ground. Completely shattered my pelvis. In the middle of the woods. I called my wife. She thought I was joking. I said, man, I'm not. I was so lucky that day. Saved my life.
It'd be funny if the
John Henry told you all to shut up. He's not tired.
I want to.
Well, to be fair, again, John went to Game 7 last night and got like 2 hours of sleep. I don't know how he's awake. I worked 12 hours last night, got 3.5 hours of sleep, and then worked again today. I'm tired.
Get over yourself.
I worked too much overtime, man.
Well, I'm the one driving you. Oh, you trying to besmirch, dog? Don't.
The Seahawks traded pick 30 to the Giants.
Fuck it, they'll get Drew Lock.
What are they doing now?
Oh, they're gonna take their receiver now.
Yeah, they're gonna take their receiver.
It's either gonna be Nikhil or DK.
No, it'll be AJ Brown.
They need a bigger guy.
What's that?
They need a bigger guy.
Dude, AJ Brown, even though he's only 6'1", he's way bigger than Sterling Shepard. Matt Miller with the line of the night. Oh, the Giants traded up to 30. It looks like they're going to take another bad player. Can't wait.
Armageddon is near, and we've lost the Antichrist. We have to work together.
The Earth isn't going to just end itself. We're doomed.
Jesus Christ, John. Or Max.
Was he? Yeah.
That was Samantha. She was cleaning out a bowl.
To be the MVP of wedding season.
Want Travis Kelce to join your wedding party? Tag us in a photo of
Oh, wow. Okay, the pick is in for Seattle. Pick is LJ Collier, TCU edge rusher.
Yeah, Jachai is
Jakai.
Kai. He's falling.
Your Jakai Polite's gonna be your new Ndamukong Suh. You're like, I don't know how to pronounce his name, so I'm just gonna pronounce it like this because that's what it looks like to be.
Is Jawan still available?
Juwan Taylor's still available. That could be the pick, yeah. That could be the pick.
Yeah.
Nah, they'll take DK. Watch them take DK, and I'm gonna laugh at them for being so dumb.
Yeah, you were calling him your number one wide receiver.
I at one point did call him my number one edge receiver until I watched some more game film of him, and I realized that he is a very raw prospect. I had an Al Davis moment. I'm allowed to have an Al Davis moment.
Defensive end, TCU. Hey, LJ Collier, just outside my top 50, my 56th overall player, but very twitched up. You can move him inside and outside. My comparison is Michael Bennett. So the Seattle Seahawks clearly saw some things with LJ Collier.
The Seahawks began the day with the league lowest draft pick total.
4 picks, and now they have 9 draft picks.
Yeah.
Quick little arm over swim move. Get home, get the sack. Knock the hands down on the right tackle.
That's some good GMing though, I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah? Smart for Seattle.
This is against Wisconsin's Dieter. Just walk him right back. Now he's going to go against Lindstrom, who we saw go in the first round. Look at him, get under him, and toss him on the ground. This is a player that fits a mold of the Seattle Seahawks. And when you look at the decision they made to trade Frank Clark...
I like the guy slapped him on the shoulder like he knew who that player was.
Oh, it could be a defensive back that they could be drafting.
I think other teams won't covet him the same way we will.
Yeah, I mean, you're exactly right. To drop down, knowing that you needed to replace that, but they were able to get their guy, it seems like, and picks.
Well, they got LJ Collier using the pick they got for Clark.
Gorgeous.
The Giants have taken DeAndre Baker.
DeAndre Baker.
The first corner taken. Jesus.
Yep. Greedy's gonna fall to the second round. He's gonna fall to Arizona. Think about that. They replace Patrick Peter, or they get Patrick Peterson some help in Greedy Williams.
It looks like fat, LJ Collier looks like fat Jarvis Landry.
Oh, here we go. Rams traded number 31 to Atlanta.
Damn.
Yep.
Giants clearly felt at this point in time with no corners off the board, they could get
That could be Jakai.
It's the first time the New York Giants have ever
Or the other one I could think of is O'Shane Zimenez.
of the same draft. They've never had a 3 first-round night.
Or Jalen Ferguson. Maybe Jalen Ferguson.
Of the Giants needing to replenish, which is why they move back into this round again. And for that, the Seahawks getting the Giants' second-round selection, 36.
They could go another offensive lineman too in Atlanta.
Seattle, I mean, they came into the night with hardly
Fucking Jawan Taylor's gonna fall out of the first round here.
Watch New England take his ass.
Probably. No, New England's gonna take. They're gonna take DK.
3 more 4s, a 2 and a 5th. So
If there's any coach that can coach, or if there's any coach that can get to DK Metcalf and get the most out of it for Tom Brady, it's gonna be the Patriots and Bill Belichick.
was my comparison, but for me it starts first off with the ball skills he has, his ability to find the football high and play the football high. He plays bigger than his size. He's got good hands. You see him working here against Alabama. The toughness.
All right, this saves.
Does someone trade up with the Patriots?
Yeah,
Maybe.
they're known for doing that.
Rams get 45 and 79, so they get the second and third round pick from the Atlanta Falcons. Falcons get 31 and 203, which I think is a 7th round pick.
So they gave up their second and third round pick to move up into the first.
Yeah, to move up 14 spots and to get a 7th round pick.
So they gave up a second and third. Okay. This year, both this year.
Yes, both this year, 45 and 79.
Damn.
If this was Bronson like 3 months ago, you would be like, it's Sherlock. They're replacing Matt Ryan. Oh. Apparently, Jawan Taylor, medical report came out. He has a bad knee.
Well, that definitely explains it.
Yeah, that explains why he would fall down.
Rams get 2nd round pick and a 3rd round.
Yeah, he has knee problems. John, where were you? We already talked about that.
Oh.
Pay attention. Oh, it's a 6th round pick, not 7th. It's a good trade, honestly.
Yeah, honestly, one went for both.
They gotta take defense here. They have to. Joe will fucking flip the table if they don't take a defensive player.
It's Greedy Williams. It's got to be Greedy Williams.
The Los Angeles Rams have traded the 31st pick to the Atlanta Falcons.
He could take Jakai Polite.
In the 2019 NFL Draft, the
Who is it?
Caleb McGarry.
Who?
Caleb McGarry, tackle.
Oh my God.
Oh my God, Joe. Oh my God. He just sent me a message. I'm so fucking mad.
Alright, I was supposed to say all they were showing was like footage from practice. I'm like, okay, cool, we could throw a practice squad dude down.
Double offensive lineman.
You gave up a second and a third for another offensive lineman.
Yep. When you saw Cody Ford too.
They're all clapping. They're like, yeah, okay. I guess this is good.
Alright, here we go. The Patriots.
Wow. Wow, and it's not like they had a bad offensive lineman. Like, this is like something I'd expect out of like the Texans or the Vikings.
I guess they're rebuilding their O-line just all in.
Dude, their O-line's good.
Yeah, but they had a lot of issues with injuries last year, and they are getting older.
Davis and Joel Clark of Fox Sports joining us here tomorrow night for night number 2. You have to stay tuned for NFL Total Access. Mike Mayock, our old friend, after choosing 3 first-round selections tonight, will be joining us here.
Caleb McCurry looks like a rapist. Like he had a childhood problem.
Jesus.
I don't know if you guys see the guy beating on the drum for the Falcons.
Yeah, I don't.
Stood directly behind me at the draft in Dallas.
Nice.
People pointed to the tight end position as a possibility, but both the Iowa kids are gone. They're the clear-cut top 2 guys. Irv Smith is more of a move tight end. So it would not be in that Gronkowski role at all. He'd be more of your athletic tight end, flex him out, get him out in space. I still think, though, you look at the corners that we have there would be pretty intriguing to them, Kurt, when you look at some guys that are still out there. And even a guy like Joanne Williams from Vanderbilt, who's got tremendous size and length. They covet guys like that, Coach, because you got somebody you can match up with tight ends one week and a big receiver the next.
Bill Belichick likes corners that tackle, so it's going to be a corner. It's going to be a big physical guy that can play top down and play their Patriot style of defense.
Well, and they want to find a guy that plays man coverage. That is what Bill Belichick wants to do. Is he wants
to give up 2 additional players though in those rounds for another O lineman.
On the outside, so I think this would be a great
Yeah.
In the hopes that you're protecting yourself due to injury is just insane to me. When they have 0 pass rush.
Right.
As I'm looking at this list, could this be DK Metcalf?
Yeah, but just traditionally don't do wide receivers in round 1.
And the one thing that they haven't had in a while is that guy outside of Hogan that can really go down the field. And Tom Brady's got this arm. I don't care how old he is. He can throw the ball anywhere you want it thrown on the football field to give that guy some kind of a weapon.
Yikes.
Because you lost your biggest weapon in Gronk. Yeah, now they take another chance on another big one.
They signed Demarius Thomas, who, by the way, was Josh McDaniels' first pick as head coach of the Denver Broncos back in the day. And then they didn't they sign?
Somebody tweet out, to God, I swear if you let the Patriots get DK.
Something to keep in mind. DK Metcalf, who you said was like a human Batman suit at the combine. I mean, that would be quite a physical presence, obviously, to add to the New England Patriots. Yeah, I know. One more time, they want 7 rings. Why not? Greed is good, right? In sports and everything else. There's Brady. Sony Michel, how dynamite was he in his rookie season, along with James White, the Super Bowl MVP, Julian Edelman, and there's Demarius Thomas right there. That's currently the offense. We're also 1 pick away from
All right. Patriots pick. Who's everybody taking?
I don't see the New England Patriots doing that right here, but that's
Dude, it's the fucking Patriots. There's no guessing the Patriots. I'm gonna say Greedy Williams.
Anyone on defense?
I'm gonna say that tight end you kept telling me about.
Dawson Knox.
Yeah.
I think they can get him in the second. I honestly think they can get him in the second, but they might take him first in the first.
I don't think anybody saw Dexter Lawrence coming at 17, and then we thought they were done for the day. They surprised us and come back in and get Baker.
While we're waiting for the Patriots' decision.
Yeah, I'm taking him in the first.
Which 2 of the big names we have not heard yet? DK Metcalf, you mentioned. I know so many in the media thought he was a
Dude likes like, yeah, I need to go home.
Pick his own.
Hey, they could Drew Lock here too.
Nah, he'd already be on the phone right now.
What's that?
If Drew Lock was going to be on the phone, being picked, he'd already be on the phone right now.
Yeah.
He's not on the phone, so it's not going to be him.
Well, this guy's getting a lot of screen time right now. Is that Sully or Fitz? I don't know who that is.
I think I saw Matt Patricia next to him.
What do you think they might do here, Kurt? Obviously, it's anybody.
This draft ends, though, with the Patriots taking Drew Lock.
I do like the idea of getting Tom Brady another weapon because you lost your biggest weapon. And you look on the outside, Julian and Philip Dorsett. There's not really a lot of depth there. I like that. But again,
Let's see.
Defense won them a championship last year. Never go against Bill Belichick getting another corner, a shutdown guy, so you could do things in the front end because you got those guys in the back end. But like I said, if you could find a pass rusher, that was where they struggled last year. I don't know who that guy would be.
Somebody said Irv Smith, Florida State, but or Alabama, I should say.
You can see the pick is in, and also you could party every day and rock and roll all night.
Get that drummer some ice.
My word.
Oh, wow. I know who the Patriots took. There you go. N'Keal Harry.
Damn.
It's a great pick.
Yeah. When's the last time they drafted a wide receiver, really?
In the first round? The only one that I can think of that they drafted like in the first 2 rounds is Chad Jackson out of fucking Florida. But God, maybe Troy.
Work on N'Keal Harry, coach. You know him really well, inside, outside, very physical, can go up and play the ball above the rim. I thought they needed to get bigger on the outside. They got a little bit small. Now they've got some size and physicality with N'Keal Harry.
There's no question about it. This guy's big. He is long, and it's his power.
Let me see. Let me look at their first round draft picks.
Compared him to Des Bryant, reminded me of him coming out of Oklahoma State. When the ball's up in the air, it's his. That's just the way that he plays the game, and he's returning punts. He's that type of an athlete. Didn't know how fast he was going to be. Surprised us when he ran a 4.53.
Those two don't even know who the fuck he is.
Oh, those fans?
Yeah.
I know, right? They're like,
Yay! Yay!
That's not Tom Brady.
Here we go. The last time the Patriots took a first round wide receiver, it was Terry Glenn.
Ooh.
Back in the 1996 draft, 7th overall.
Damn.
Also, Terry Glenn is dead. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a really fucking good pick. That's an A+ for me.
Yeah, A+. Yeah.
I agree.
Easily.
He's a nice guy to go up and get the ball. I mean, obviously not. You know, that's someone who Tom Brady needs, honestly. You know, like Gronk's done.
Yeah.
So, like, just muscle his way through there and get up there and get the ball.
Man, he is what 6'4", 228. Yeah, good pick.
Mm-hmm.
Good pick.
Yeah, you know they're gonna line him up tight end spot. Watch.
Number 1 overall player taken, Kyler Murray, goes to the Arizona Cardinals, as a lot of people predicted, but it still was dramatic.
And N'Keal Harry would have been the pick at 33. So that's probably why the Patriots took him. Smart. I'm telling you right now, Cardinals are going to take Greedy Williams. That's my prediction. So, all right. Really quick. What was, in your guys' opinion, the most shocking thing of the draft?
The Giants.
Yeah, I'd have to say the Giants or Clelin Ferrell.
I'm not so shocked about Cleveland. Yeah, it was overreach, but yeah, the Giants, man. The Giants can't take Daniel Jones at 6. And they did. They fucking did. Oh, my God. I'm going to laugh at them.
That's definitely the biggest shock for me.
So, absolutely crazy. So, let's see here. Yeah, so Giants crazy. Oakland's kind of crazy, but it makes sense for what they needed. Who do you think your steal of the draft is for the first round?
Montez Sweat.
That one.
And Josh Allen.
John?
Josh, I was about to say for Josh Allen, definitely. I mean, he definitely fell a lot further than most people thought. I'd say him, but I also say Haskins. I mean, because that was a big win for the Redskins, honestly, because a lot of the talk that they were going to trade down to get him, and then they stayed right there, and then at the end of the draft, they went around and got Sweat. So I'd say Haskins.
Gil Brandt would also tell you that the biggest surprise was Darnell Savage. He pretty much had Darnell as the 87th best player in the draft, and he ended up going 21st. So that's a 66 differential.
Yeah.
He was projected to be like a 3rd round pick.
Yeah. Well, a lot of people started watching his game tape and they started really liking him towards the end. So, I'm gonna say
several teams trying to trade up to 33.
Oh yeah, there will be, but I think Cardinals will stand pat. I think they should take Greedy Williams. So. All right, and then final thing before we end this podcast, because I'm tired. Who had the best draft? Who had the worst draft?
Worst draft easily Giants. Best draft. I'm trying to think. I mean, I definitely
so far
think
in terms of the first. I should preface that. Who's had the best first round? Who's had the worst first round? So John says worst first round is the Giants. I agree.
Best. I would probably. Honestly, I'd probably say the Redskins. Honestly.
Bronson.
I'm gonna go ahead and tell you both are like being a little biased here right now with the Giants. The Giants addressed 3 needs that they needed, so they didn't have the worst draft. Yes, they reached on their quarterback, and it was a little abysmal. Yeah, they did the whole Damon Snacks thing, but then that whole it's my players, my place, my system. So that's why they trade away certain players and bring in their own guys. It's part of life. I wouldn't say they had the worst draft, though, because they addressed 3 needs, and that's the biggest thing behind grading a team in its draft. If I had to say a team had the worst draft, it's going to be the Atlanta Falcons. Your offensive line was top 10 in the NFL. Yes, you had injuries. I understand getting depth, but I don't understand getting depth in round 1 and then trading up and then forfeiting 2 other picks to get more depth. I'm going to go ahead and say the Falcons by far have had the worst draft because they have desperately needed defensive playmakers. They had more injuries on their defense than any other team in the NFL. So you could argue that they needed more depth there than they did at their offensive line. And they did absolutely nothing to address that. And now they have no first, second, or 3rd round picks to address that defense. And so now you're looking at rounds 4, 5, and 6. And the odds of that being great for them are going to be slim. So I'm going to give them the worst draft. Best draft, from a personnel perspective and things that they needed to accomplish, it's going to, in my opinion, be either the Raiders or Redskins. Both teams, I know Cleveland was a reach, but it was definitely a position of need. If that's the guy they like the most, then that's the guy you take. The Redskins, they didn't trade up for Haskins. They got him at their original pick and then traded up for their edge rusher. Both phenomenal trades by phenomenal trade for the Redskins, and then both teams doing phenomenal. They did a great job picking. As much as I wanted to shit on the Raiders picking, they addressed all of their biggest needs. Their 3 biggest needs were addressed. So, congrats to them. Congrats to the Redskins. They got my favorite defensive player in the draft in Montez Sweat, even though I was hoping to see him drop into the 2nd. But yeah, that's my opinion.
I think, in terms of everything, I have to respectfully disagree. Again, I still have to respectfully disagree. I think the Giants had the worst draft. I just think for value and where they got their guys, yes, they did address their needs, but they overpaid for a quarterback that they could have gotten at 17, a defensive lineman they could have gotten possibly at the end of the first or even the beginning of the second, and they saved it by, I think, getting DeAndre Baker. That's the only thing that I would say that saves their draft. Otherwise, I'm in agreement with you as well. I think the Atlanta Falcons had a very iffy draft. I get where they're coming from. They had to replace the right tackle because he fell off a cliff. But you drafted 2 guards, and you could have had guys like Brian Burns. Could have had guys like you could have drafted Montez Sweat. Could have had any number of guys on there. I think the best draft, obviously, the Redskins. A lot of people are gonna say the Redskins, or the best first round. I think that the Seahawks honestly had the best first round. They had 4 picks coming into the draft, and they end up with 9 picks for the draft. Yes, they may not end up with everybody that they want, or they may end up with guys who may not whatever, but that's pretty damn good to come away with 9 picks this draft after having 4 and rebuild that team again some more and get some more depth guys in there. So, but that is what I think. And now I thank everybody. I think it is time for us to go and go to bed. So for all those podcast listeners that have stuck it through with us after all the pauses and the love and the support and everything like that, it's been a fun weekend. Front first round, we have the second and third rounds tomorrow. We are not doing that. Or the 4th through 7. We just do too much. I love football, but way too much. So we will. I'll get these episodes uploaded for this week. I think next week we'll go over, look at the drafts individually by each team, give them our personal letter grades, and then we'll go from there. But yeah, I think it was a fun experiment and a fun thing today, guys. Wouldn't you agree?
Oh yeah, definitely. I mean, it was a fun experience, and we all get to watch the draft together too. So hell yeah.
Hell yeah. So, John, hit him with the info that everybody wants to hear.
You want to hear this? You can follow me on Twitter, Instagram, and on Mixer at Necromancer N3KROMA. Yeah, let me do that again. N3KROMANCER. Necromancer. Boom.
Bronson, Chief Bronsonius, go ahead.
You can find me on the Twitter sphere as Bronsonius, Bronson, IOUS, or on Instagram at Chefman Bronson. You can find me at work making a mean sandwich at Atwaters.
I do love me
for
some
Justin
sandwiches.
Justin Tucker eats and signs birthday cards if you ask him very nicely. But yeah, that's it, boys.
And you can catch me on the Twitter and the Instagram at OG Liquid Jesus, and you can find just like what you're seeing on the Twitch stream. If you want to catch more Twitch streams of me playing video games, mostly with John, it's at Liquid Jesus 1. So for all those podcasters that stuck through us, those who stopped by and said hi in the chat, and for those who listen to this, like I said, it's going to be a 3-part epic miniseries. I appreciate it. Thank you so very much. Bye-bye now.
Have a good night. Thank you.